Hey folks, how you doing? I'm gonna talk about the car spirit, okay? Uh, and we will talk about the idea of cultivating the car. It has great power, even can have power over us, okay? But folks, subscribe to my channel. Give me a hand here and give me some subscriptions, okay? I would appreciate that very much, and we'll get on now with cultivating the car spirit. Okay. The car spirit then is actually the animal spirit within us. Yeah. It can act up like an animal. When we get angry, etc., we build up powerful desires and so forth and so on. This is the car spirit. Okay. So when a person goes somewhere and let's say they're going to go to dinner, but they had said previously that there's a certain thing they're not going to eat. You know what I mean? Like the old diet or something. But yet when they get there, they have this desire to eat that very food or maybe to take that drink. That's the car spirit that's acting up in them. So the car has a power over our decision making. This is why we need to cultivate the car so that it will act in our favor. It can act for us, it can act against us. So when a person turns, for example, his consciousness against himself, this is the car. And the person does things against himself. As simple as that. It's the animal nature that has him doing this. Okay? So we want to cultivate it. Okay? We want to, let's say, train it, tame it, train it, etc., and have it work in our favor. Okay? So, of course, from time to time we can do things to appease the car. You know what I mean? To get its attention, to act in our favor. Okay? So we have here the concept of connect. Connect is power. So this would be the power of the car. It is our reactionary and manifesting power. Okay? And of course we want that power working in our favor. So we have in the scriptures, we read, well, cultivate your fields. Take out the reeds, the tares, the thorns, and whatever. Cultivate your fields. We're talking about the car. We cultivate the car. Okay? Just like we cultivate a child. We have to teach the child. The same thing with our animal nature. Because the child, too, has an animal nature. Okay? It tells us that a principle is the same across all planes of becoming. Okay? The principle of the car is the same in the adult as it is in the child. So when a child acts up and gets angry or whatever, it's his car. Okay. And so we have to train the child. So we see now that when people, for example, pray over an animal, a slaughtered animal, okay, that they're going to eat, they say a prayer, some folks do. They say a prayer, not to the animal, it's dead. We say a prayer to the car, because the ka is eternal. It continues to live. They may say a prayer to the ka, okay, so that it will enter another animal. That way, the folks won't run out of food. You know what I mean? And this happens often in some cultures where an animal is slaughtered, caught, whatever. The folks will say a prayer to the ka of that animal so that the ka will return. So we appease the ka. We say something pleasing to the ka. I even sing to the ka. You know. Bless the ka, so that the ka will act in our favor. Okay. Now, we want to call this ka from its animal condition. We want to control it, as opposed to it controlling us. So we can use its power, okay, to make achievements by appeasing the ka, whatever it is that a person may be trying to do. Okay, it can say appeasing thing to its ka. You see, and people have made offerings to the ka of other people. An offering to the ka of so and so. You see, they may offer up something that was pleasing to the person. Something that it would be pleasing to his ka also. It would be soothing to the ka. So we have a power within us, seminal power, for example, in the man, okay? And during certain hours of the night, okay, some say between maybe 11 and 12, or 11 and 1, 1 and 3, or 4, something like that, that a person is aroused, having an erection, okay? But we don't want to waste, or they call it a waste, okay, for the sake of pleasure. That is the seminal power. Okay? And so there are rituals wherein a person can raise that seminal power to his brain to nourish the pineal gland and other organs of the brain, or even the body, to raise it up within him. Otherwise, you say, close that door down below and send it up, okay, to your brain. This is the power of the ka. Or this is ka power. We call it seminal power. So in the mythology, they have the ka bull, because the bull is a powerful ejaculator of semen. He has powerful semen. He has a powerful ka. You see. So there are rituals wherein a person can identify within himself the power of the bull. This is supposed to translate into his semen gaining power. The power of the bull, the ka bull. other words, his own car, will gain the power of the car bull. This is associated with the Kemite god Osiris, who is associated with the car bull. Say it's an incarnation. Okay. Where the god and the bull like incarnate. The bull incarnates into the god, or the god incarnates into the bull. In other words, the god here is representing the power of the ka through assimilating that power, taking that power, the bull, into himself. Okay. The rituals do this. Okay. And the imagination plays a powerful role. So we have folks who wish to slaughter an animal, but they want the animal ka, okay, to return. They're going to have a festival, let's say at a wedding or something, okay, but they want that ka of that animal to return in the form of another animal. They don't want to run out of animals to capture. They don't want to run out of their own stock of animals. Okay? And so they say a prayer that the ka will return in the form of another animal. Okay. Humans do the same thing. If it can be done with an animal, it can be done with a human. Appease the ka of the human. So they have offerings to the ka. An offering to the servant, or the ka of the servant of the king. The king's servant has died. But the offering is made not to the servant, but to his ka. We want the ka to return. And presumably the servant will too. Okay, but it's the ka. The offering is made to the ka. We do it all the time. And whether we realize what we're doing, I don't know. But when a person dies, a loved one, a friend, etc., we put flowers on the coffin or on the person or whatever when they're lowering them into the ground. This is appeasing the ka. It's pleasing to the ka. We're actually telling it, because it's pleasing, we're telling the ka to return in the form of a person or someone like that person, someone that we can love. All this requires cultivation of the ka so that the ka will work in our favor. So we do pleasing things to the ka. We make offerings to the ka. Okay, folks, I think we have some understanding of the ka, and we'll be talking about this later on, the ka and verse, because I repeat and I go over, things again, so forth and so on, so that we get a better idea of it. Okay, folks, have a good one, and I'll be back with you. Bye.